50 freestyle, looking at lane 7 gray from our dual meet, or rather our tri meet on November 14th. Gonna play the whole race, and then we'll go back and talk about it afterwards. Okay, so end time of a 25:37, which is about a second and a half off your best time ever, and I think it's just a hair slower than you've been going at some of the other mid-season meets we've had this season. So I'm gonna play this dive again. So here you say take your mark. They say take your mark. You kind of notice like you got a little bit of movement here. So you come down right here and notice slight bouncing. If you had a really picky judge, they're gonna call that. That would be probably the most picky judge in the sport, but you got to be careful. This is a little bit risky here with this little bit of movement you got going on. Okay. Taking a look at your position here, the head and hips are at the same place, essentially. You want to get these legs a little straighter so your hips are up higher than your head, and also relax your head a little bit so it's kind of looking this direction and not straight down at the water. Once the buzzer goes off, you immediately initiate the legs. Your head doesn't move, which is good, but you didn't use the arms at all. The arms just go straight into a streamlined position. So luckily you're already in a good position here immediately, so if you're not going to use your arms, like I say, this is the best position you can be in. And you actually keep it together in a nice line going through, and as you can see, there's a pretty minimal splash there. Nice explosive breakout. For the most part, this is a real aggressive, pretty great first 25. You start to veer off to the right side of the lane a little bit, and then you get to the turn. I see already that this turn, or your turns in general, are improving, but they are still probably the biggest deficiency in your swimming at the moment. So here you take 1, 2, kind of a third kick, and then you break out. The thing is, look right here, you're still in streamline, and right there, like you're like right on the surface, and then you come out and have a nice breakout. You don't breathe on the breakout, which is great, especially because this is a sprint race. With the underwaters, you really got to figure out the depth you need to push off on or push out under, and then what the number of kicks is going to be you're going to take. Like you have to, and this is all you feeling it out. Like you're going to push off, you're going to commit to 3 underwater kicks on your 50 free. Like you have to know how deep you need to push off, and you have to feel it out, like where that water is, so you can break out at the appropriate time. Obviously, not every single time you do it's going to be perfect, but we got to get it so when it's showtime at the end of the season, there that you know exactly what it's going to look like. Now, when we take a look at your actual stroke entry here, notice how early you're entering the water. So right here, your arm is still completely bent, and you're hitting the water, I don't know, 6, 8 inches in front of your head. And you're going to do the same thing here with the right arm. This arm's probably actually even worse, and then you're fighting the water all the way through up to the top of the reach. So we got to continue to reach a little more. Here, again, the last stroke that you take is a straight arm stroke, and then you just glide into the wall. I think you probably could have fit in another little stroke here at the end, but even if you're going to commit to a gliding end stroke like this, look at your legs. So let me back up. Let me play at full speed. Really pay attention to the feet here. Nothing. So you take this last stroke, right? It hits the water right here, and that was basically your last kick. And then you really float into the wall. And this isn't even like a great line. Like right here, you're looking for it. There's like a little bit of an arch here. So you didn't even really like reach for it, and you're like in a great tight line with a strong kick into the wall. It was just like this sloppy, like blah, and then you hit the wall. So a lot of room for improvement, and only a second half off your best. I definitely think you can be 23 low, 22 here at the end of the season.